Creative Mornings New Orleans welcomes musician Cole Williams, who is equal parts musician, fashionista, radio DJ, community builder, and philanthropist. The self-proclaimed punk empress of African rock got her start in Brooklyn, where as a child she built her musical foundation through classical piano training, classical voice training, a church upbringing, and a love affair with her parents' record collection. After relocating to New Orleans in 2015, Cole formed the Cole Williams Band, a unique and soulful band that is leading the African rock revolution. Williams recently founded the Greater New Orleans Citizens Relief Team to take action for marginalized voices and advocate for houseless people seeking equitable living. All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Williams.
Oh, you got away. Oh, you got away. Lord, you got away. In the water, God, troubling that water ran away. In the water, wade. In the water, children wade. In the water, God's gonna trouble the water. See that man all dressed in red? God's gonna trouble the water. Said he looked like the man that Moses led. Gonna trouble the water. Oh, and see that man all dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. Said he looks like one of them Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water and wade. In the water, children wade. In the water, children wade. Oh, in the water, God's troubling the water and wade. In the water, children wade. Oh, now wade. In the Lord, now God's troubling the water. If you don't believe I've been redeemed, God's gonna trouble the water. Just follow me down to Jordan stream. Say, troubling the water. I said, if you don't believe that I've been redeemed, oh yeah, just follow me down to Jordan stream, and God's troubling that. Said you gotta wait. Oh, now if you're sitting down, you gotta wait. In the oh, now and wait. In the water, 'cause God's troubling the water and wade. In the water and wade. Oh, you gotta wade in that water, children, 'cause God's gonna trouble the water, and God's gonna trouble the water. Saying God's gonna trouble the water, and God's gonna trouble the water. Water. Thank you so much, Creative Mornings. Thank you so much, everybody that took the time out to be here this morning. to be here in their pajamas with me. You know, when I think of spectrum, I had to break this down into all the parts of my life that I live, and there's so many different Coles. I have a friend that jokes and says there are like 8 different Coles in the universe because I moved from making jewelry to writing a song to hosting a radio show to hanging out with friends, and I love to hang out. And all these things make me well-rounded. And I think that when I'm looking at spectrum, I look to the history of all the people that have lived, that have come before me, that look like me, people that have similar experiences to me. What I've learned from my upbringing in church is that there is nothing new under the sun. So we're not really creating new things. We're just sort of taking that baton and we're taking it to where we can make it happen. And so the spectrum of creating art for me includes what is, or what was, what is now, and what will become. And the power of artists, of creators, of anyone that wants to see change is that when you involve the history of your art and the history of who you are into what you are right now, you can always create this portal into like what can become. So what's going to become is really unknown, and it's quite scary because we're taught that we need to know the beginning, the middle, and the end to everything. But part of that spectrum is trusting in that area that you have no idea what it is exactly. You just feel it in your soul. So I chose Wade in the Water because that's a song that I don't know why I love to sing it, but every time I sing it, I feel like I'm transported to the place where black people were working on cotton fields, hoping to be free, not quite knowing what freedom looked like or tasted like, but they knew that it had to be better than what they were living right now. You know, and then when I get into this history of like myself and my people, I start to think of the history of me as a person. What makes me tick? And I'm a Libra. Shout out to all the Libras out there. And I love. But love is something that I've kept compartmentalized within myself for such a long time because when people see love in this world, in this society, a lot of times it's mistaken for weakness. So when you're kind and you're giving, if someone's not used to having someone give to them and share with them, they can misconceive and they can think that it's a sign of weakness. So in me understanding the spectrum of who I am and this loving person, I had to stop compartmentalizing every part of me, and I became the executive director of the culture of my life. So I have my love life, and I have my work life, and my social life, and my quiet life, which is the quiet time that I don't want to be around anyone, and I don't even want to do anything. I'll put on the schedule that I'm busy, and I'm really not busy. I'm just spending time with myself. I create that space for the unknown. And in creating my music especially, it was so important for me to move from this place of being hurt in love to being accepting in love, and to love and to love building the bridges and all the trials and tribulations that you feel that love brings you. They're actually these beautiful lessons and these beautiful moments where you now have the choice. You can choose if you want to continue this love with that person. So how deep is that love? And so in my music in this present time, I'm so intentional about how well-rounded I can be with my music and how deep I can dig into my love. And the more that I love myself is the more that I love others, because I am who I am. You know the slide, right? So I'm gonna sing a new song. This one is called Dear Love. And it's about my experiences in relationships where you have that fork in the road and you have to decide, are you gonna keep going or are you gonna start walking this path again? So I'm saying I decide to stay here. Love is deceiving when you open your heart to a man that don't believe it. Having a woman who really understands, he'll call you trouble. Oh yeah, when he can't figure you out, he'll soon discover, oh yeah, what this thing is really all about. Oh love, it's you, it's me, it's us, so love. We don't have to worry, just take your time, it's mine, oh love. Just close your eyes, it's just you and I, oh. Just whisper sweet things, oh yeah, in my ear, so soft and so cool. Oh, I need them big things, You say you're ready, baby, you got me loving you. My heart's on fire, oh yeah, I want you forever, this I will defend, oh my soul's desire. Not every good thing always comes to an end, oh, 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 na 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 na, ooh, ooh, oh, I love you, baby. I don't want you to go. I just want you to know I love you, love you, love you, love you so. All right now, oh yeah now. And oh love, it's you, it's me, it's our soul love. We don't have to worry, just take your time, it's mine, oh love. Oh yeah, so baby just close your eyes. It's just you and I, oh, oh, whisper sweet things, in my ears, so soft and so cool. Oh, I need them big things. Hey, you say you're ready, babe. You got me loving you. My heart's on fire. Oh yeah, I want you forever. This I will defend. Oh, my soul's desire. Ooh, hey, not every good thing always comes to an end. My soul's desire. Oh, not every good thing always comes to an end. My soul's desire. Yeah, not every good thing always comes to an end. My soul's desire. Oh, yeah, yeah, not every good thing always comes to an end. Comes to an end. Comes to an end. Don't always come to an end. Thank you. Your applause is deafening. Oh my God. So I must make a confession. I'm used to singing in front of people, and I'm used to speaking behind the microphone, but nobody's there on the radio. So this is like a new thing for me. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. The first thing I thought about when I spoke with Jim about spectrum, and I spoke with Creative Mornings about spectrum, I thought of a rainbow, and I thought of all the colors, the individual colors that are just lined up, and like the red doesn't necessarily know that it's affected by the white, and and the yellow doesn't know it's affected by the purple, but they're all really connected and they're all really important. And the individual colors are only strong because of how they work together. And today, like right now in this moment, 2020, what's today's date, the 25th? I'm thinking signs of the times within our spectrum of this world. Global state of emergency, COVID-19, a police state, big brother, big sister, destruction of families, bigotry, prejudice, every ism that's conceivable, uh, politicizing social issues. Black Lives Matter is not a political issue, it's a social issue. And the disconnection and all the ways that we're being separated. I haven't been in front of people in so long. It's so good to be here with like human beings, but the ways in which we connect to each other, we gotta touch each other. And if we don't touch, we lose a connection and we lose our contact and we lose that thing that all makes us contribute to the spectrum of life. So this individualism that's been run rampant within our society right now has turned into capitalism and birthed that. And we're now watching the destruction, the effects of capitalism when you put profits and money over human lives and humanity and people. So when I'm thinking of signs of the times, I'm thinking of all these things that we're feeling and we're experiencing and that are real. And let's look at the opposite. What's the opposite of police state? What's the opposite of bigotry? So Michelle Obama says when they go low, you go higher. So when they show you hate, you show them love. We got to keep that spectrum going. Oh, oh, all right now. I just wrote this song a few days ago, so I got to read from my lyric book, but I had to share this with y'all. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. There's a time in our lives when you stand, when you fight, when you protect what is right. Oh, no more standing on the side. Lines are getting longer. The least of ours are stronger. Whoa, what they do to you, oh, they do to me. Someone has to care now. What you think is what you do. What you say is how you move. Now is the time to live as one, 'cause we are in. These are the signs. These are the signs of the world we're living in. Oh, these are the signs, yeah. Oh, these are the signs. Say these are the signs. Oh, of this world now. Oh, yeah, yeah. Right now, someone out there feels this. If you feel something, say something. If you feel something, do something. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Things ain't getting better. The damage is done. Shepherd out and reach to the sun. What they do to you, they do to me. Someone has to care right now. Say these are the signs. These are the signs. Oh. you see it, sing it with me now. These are the signs. Oh, yeah. Said these are the signs of the world we're living in. No. Said these are the signs. Said these are the signs. Oh, signs of the world we're It's time for the collective energy, you know? Signs of the world we're living in. Uh-oh. Thank you. And so, let's round out this spectrum. While the world is trying to figure out the what, during this time of isolation, I've discovered my truest self. I've discovered a full view of the spectrum of my world and the spectrum of our world. And by serving the least of ours, serving, charity, the act of giving without expecting anything in return. So right now, today, by serving the least of ours, which happens to be the homeless, the unhoused, the houseless, they like to be called displaced citizens of the world, I've discovered the blessings and the humanity in this holistic world. In a space where I should be scrambling, trying to figure out how am I gonna work, how am I gonna pay my bills, I have not a care in the world because I dove deep into my truest self, which is to serve. If I can't serve my true man, if I can't serve my neighbor, if I can't help, if I have to turn a blind eye, if it's all about me and it's never about anyone else, I don't know what kind of world I'm living in. So I want to take this opportunity to make a call to action to everyone that's on this Zoom line, to everyone that's going to speak to their friends, speak to their coworkers later, to their family members, that now is the time. There's never been another time in this world, in our lifetime, where everything that we've been working on, everything we've been doing is really just sort of at a standstill, and we have this choice. It's like in the Matrix. You can make a choice. And we have a choice. We can continue down this path of individualism and selfishness and oppression and if I have, then you don't have. Or we can go back to where we came from, which is to live as a collective, where we respect the earth, where we respect the animals, where we respect our fellow man, our fellow woman, regardless of their personal beliefs, regardless of the way that they live their life. The only thing that I need to know is, are you a good person? Are you kind? Everything else is of no concern of mine. So when we're looking at spectrum, it's not the spectrum of what you believe to be true. It's what the spectrum is of what humanity needs to continue moving. This next album that I'm releasing is called Give Power to the People, and it's directly affected and it's directly related to my work with the unhoused, the displaced citizens. And if we want to empower people, we must give power to the people. The Black Panthers coined the phrase power to the people. And in 2020, we gotta take that a step further. It's not just power to the people, but the act of giving power to all people. So I invite you to just give power to one person today, just one, and watch your life unfold. Toast, it's water. Yeah, yesterday is far away. My tomorrow's your today. Nothing's what it really seems to be. trouble, then you find yourself in trouble. Some people don't want some people to be free. Spending all our time on the other side. Dance cause the whole world's watching you. You are life's pop culture. If you don't, then they don't wanna. Hold up your head, give power to the truth. We give power. We give in power. We give in power. We give in power. We got power. We give in power. We give in power. We give in power. We got power. We giving that power. We giving that power. We giving that power. We got power. We giving power. We giving power. We giving that power. Ooh, smile like there's no hurt inside. Live with dignity and pride. Loving like your heaven's here on earth. Dusting off your shoulders, white lies in domestic corners. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, release the hurt. Some people never lose. They never felt the news of oppression by others who win only when they abuse. How we treat the bottom, where you go is where you come from. Pull up your head, give power to the truth. We give power, we give in power, we push in power, we give in power, we give them power, we give you power, we give her power, we give them power, we give them power, like the king that he is, like the queen that she is, we give her power, we give them power, everyone gets power, everyone shares power, oh yeah, give them power, said give them power, said give them power, said give them power, said give them power, and give them power, and give them power, give power to the people, oh yeah. Thank y'all so much. Thank you so much to Creative Mornings, New Orleans. Thank you so much to Boofas. Thank you so much to you all. Power to the people.
So in the beginning, you talked about staying in the moment. Can you give any more advice about, besides music, staying in the moment, or yes, not staying in the past, or being creative and staying in the moment?
Yeah, I think the first part was, can I expand for outside of music into how everyone can stay in the moment? Is that correct? I think that's a great question. I can run my mouth. Well, first, I think that there's no one-stop shop for self-discovery and for living life. I think every moment is different, every day is different, and like the moment that you think you got it, you're gonna experience something else. So I think the best thing is to always remember that you create your own reality. Each moment is a creation of the past. So like right now, this moment is the past, because like we just went to the other moment. So the world is spinning, the world is turning. And if you can think of the best, the world is not conspiring against you, but the world is conspiring with you for your success. And just the perspective. So I feel personally, in all parts of my work, in all parts of my life, that I always have to take a moment to think about the people I'm around, think about what's happening, and even though I might feel attacked, or I might be reminded of an archetype in the past, of a past experience, I think of, wow, if I'm being reminded of this experience, Maybe I've learned something. You know, I wouldn't be walking in ignorance if I didn't learn anything. So I think that the blessing is that every moment isn't a Grammy, a Oscar, red carpet moment, but there are these moments that we need to be in school, so to speak, and we need to learn. So just accept where you are and look at it as a lesson instead of an attack. And I think that that's a great place to start for me personally. I hope I answered your question.
Sounds like you did.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
Um, the next person is Dewey Cameron, and
That's my cousin.
that's what?
Yeah. Oh, this is my cousin.
Okay, here she is.
Hey, cuz.
Dewey. Wait, hold on. You're not. I need to unmute you. I'm sorry about that.
She's repping
All
Brooklyn.
right, all right, all right. You're unmuted. Yep.
All the way from Vegas. Love you, love you, love you.
I love you.
Just in tears with what you are sharing with us. So thank you. And thanks Spectrum for allowing me to be here early in the morning and starting my morning this blessed. So what, I've heard you sing and share. Do you think that you're in just that quick of a time, your music has been affected and changed with what we have just gone through?
Absolutely. My music, every part of my life has changed because of what we're experiencing right now. And um, the one thing that I forgot to mention was this Bible verse that I bring with me all the time, Matthew 25. As you do to the least of these, you do unto me. And it's really about the golden rule, how you treat others and treating people with respect. So I have stopped being so individualistic. I'm an only child, and so it's just natural for me to think about self. And I've had to learn things like sharing and dynamic of people, and being considerate, like with others in a group setting. And on a higher level now, I'm experiencing that, like with the world. We were all shut down. I've never seen that where you couldn't escape to Europe, you couldn't escape to the Caribbean, you couldn't escape anywhere. So that we were all on the same level. It was very humbling for me, and was a learning experience. So all these songs, with the exception of the first one, "Wade in the Water," which is a cover, all of these songs I've written during my time at home and in my isolation. And the beautiful part about these songs is for the first time in my production process, I've invited my band in to record. So generally I record and I say, okay, this is what it is, and this I got a horn part and I got this part, and this time I wanted to be a collective. So I'm actually practicing my collective viewpoint in all places, in all spaces. I have some great mentors that are of assistance with that, just pointing out to me how I don't need to compartmentalize anymore, and how I can live a full life and be my full self in every space. So yes, give power to the people, absolutely. We need to give power to the people right now in order for this world to get better. Dear Love, I wrote, when we were in isolation, and like I stopped, like I go out 7 days a week, working or supporting or just getting out and clearing my head, and I wasn't able to go out. So I wasn't seeing anyone. So this is about like the love, different love and lovers and love interests that I have, that there's a pause and it's like, okay, well, it doesn't have to be thrown away. Maybe we can pick up where we left off. Not every good thing has to come to an end. Absolutely. So I think that we all have the power to use this space, this time, the things that are happening to impact and affect our work and our lives. And we don't have to compartmentalize anymore. We can be our truest selves 24/7. And I want to say I am who I am partially because of this woman, my cousin Dewey. I watched her be herself, and they used to call me Little Dewey because, like, she was the black sheep of the family, and then I became the black sheep of the family, and I had someone that like set that way for me. So I could not have done this without my ancestors, like in my cousin.
So I don't have a question. I just want to express my gratitude to Cole for this beautiful performance and just the way you reframed your purpose in your life. Basically, like I'm sure kind of in a transition from having a traditional job that I'm furloughed from and now creating my own art like illustration business. So when you said that your money is like on the back burner, like you're living your dream, you're living your purpose, like that really spoke to me, because I'm trying not to let the anxiety of my financial situation kill me, but like what I'm doing with my art really feeds my soul. So I just want to express my gratitude for you for that perspective. Like, and your words were just so, like, the whole performance is amazing. I'm like getting real teary, but like your perspective is out of this world.
Keep going. You know, thank you for sharing. And this is nothing new. I'm doing for everyone here what people have done, my mentors and my circle does for me. I want to say keep going. We place value on things. So money is a piece of paper. There are gold bars. So these things have the value that we place on them. So I think about music, and before the written note comes the felt note, the sung note, the note that you play. So the experience of playing music trumps any university experience that I'll ever have, and I have a degree in classical voice, but that doesn't make me who I am. It's what I feel. So whatever you're passionate about, if it brings you joy, that's the first step, and the money will come. And I fight anxiety all the time, and sometimes it's to the final hour. Trust, like the faith of a mustard seed will get you through, but do not stop. Keep going. Trust me. Don't listen to that other voice that tells you who you used to be or who you think you should be. Listen to the voice that owns you. That's the only thing I can say, and you got this. I love y'all so much, and this is a beautiful moment for me too.
Again, thanks to Cole Williams. She was amazing. And just know that we will be back again next month. I think it's October 30th with our next Creative Mornings New Orleans. But we really appreciate you being here today. If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach out to neworleans@creativemornings.com. That's our email address. You can also follow us on Instagram at @CM_New Orleans. I hope y'all have a great Friday, a great weekend, and thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you soon. So have a good one.